Hello everyone. Well, the car I am driving today is the 2017 winner of the World Car of the Year and winner of the 2017 World Car Design of the Year. It also happens to be Jaguar's fastest selling model ever. And yes, I am talking about the all new Jaguar F-Pace. Okay, right now I'm at the Mumbai-Pune Express Highway and I'm driving towards Lonavala. Today happens to be a very special day as it is a Team BHP Mumbai meet and a lunch drive to Lonavala. So it happened to coincide with the dates. I had the F-Pace with me. So what better way to coincide both these things and review the F-Pace on the way to the meet. Right, the car I'm driving today is having the 2-liter Ingenium diesel engine. This is a complete new family of diesel engines developed by JLR in-house completely by themselves. And this specific engine is codenamed the AJ200D. And to spell out the specifications, this is having approximately 180 horsepower and 430 Newton meters of torque. These new diesel engines have been engineered to perform high on efficiency and refinement levels, at the same time performance. We'll come to the performance bit a bit later. Let's speak about the efficiency and the refinement levels. To be very honest, the Jaguar and the Land Rover stable initially used Ford diesel engines before they developed this. So this new engine is approximately 80 kilos lighter than its equivalent counterpart of the Ford engine which they initially used. So that is a big weight saving, I believe. Other than that, Jaguar is betting big with these new Ingenium diesels because they have launched this specific 2-liter diesel unit in the North American market as well. So, which is not so much of a diesel friendly market. So it has to be high on the emission norms, which this is. This is a Euro 6 compliant engine. So yeah, moving ahead to the refinement. I genuinely believe, before getting this car, I was prepared to bash this car, the Ingenium diesels, on the refinement. But to be very honest, I'm taken aback with the amount of refinement levels I am seeing with these new engines. I'm surprised that many of the journalists spoke badly about the refinement levels of this small 2-liter Ingenium. I believe that it's very good, in fact, if not great, because you cannot really expect a straight 6 or a V6 silky refinement from a 4-banger. So this, considering it's a 4-cylinder, it's properly good. And I never have felt any vibrations flowing into the cabin nor in the steering wheel. So the refinement levels of the Ingenium diesels are a thumbs up for me. Coming to the performance now, 180 horsepower and 430 Nm doesn't really sound much on paper. But actually, with the help of the 8-speed ZF, it's properly spread out and you can access all those 430 Nm torques right from around 1800 RPM. So that is really making it a great cruiser on these kind of situations. Well, I know, the 3-liter is properly quick with 700 Newton meters on it. But this, on the other hand, is 100 kilos lighter. So it makes a strong case for itself in a small way, Yes, it may feel a bit slow in the outright performance. The 0 to 100 figure is approximately 8.7 seconds. But hello, well, it's not that bad. It's a great cruiser. Compared to the 3-liter, I know it's slow. The 3-liter would be a proper drag monster. But come on, I would give a small tip, because the 3-liter is approximately 40-50 lakhs more expensive than this one. If you're genuinely looking in for buying the F-Pace, just don't drive the 3-liter. I was saying that this car is equipped with an 8-speed ZF transmission. The ZF transmissions, as we know, are like the segment benchmark. So they are doing a great job. It never makes the engine feel underpowered or overstressed or overworked, to be very honest. And that's what the 2-liter does it for you. That's what the F-Pace is all about. Okay, so the next up is handling. So the F-Pace, as we know, that it comes with a standard all-wheel drive system, but it is a rear biased all-wheel drive system. It generates up to 90% of the torque to the rear wheels and 10% to the front. But in slippery conditions, it can do a 50-50 torque distribution as well. But on regular roads, as this is a rear biased all-wheel drive, it makes it extremely fun to drive and in a much controlled manner, to say so. Another thing which is contributing to the handling dynamics is the aerodynamics. This is a pretty slippery car and the drag coefficient of the F-Pace is 0.36 only, which is not that bad, not at all for a SUV, a crossover this size. Also, another point which I said earlier was that this 2-liter variant weighing slightly less, in fact 100 kilos less than the 3-liter variant, which makes it a strong case for a better handling car than the 3-liter counterpart, because you have that much less power to deal with when you're driving on the ghats. So this is definitely a slightly better handler, to say so. Coming to the steering, I know this is an electric power steering unit, but hey, it's a good one, and I can definitely say so that this handles very predictably. Steering is light, at the same time it weighs up really well and strongly in such curvy roads. Overall, very predictable and precise, definitely suiting the character of the F-Pace, and Jaguar have done a great job. In fact, this I think and I believe is the same steering out of the XC, and that time as well I had said that they have done a great job on the XC, and similarly so on the F-Pace as well. Coming to ride quality now, many in India, especially the target audience, would be really concerned about how the F-Pace rides, and in one word I would just say perfect. I say this because we are running on a 19-inch rim setup and it's a pretty stiff suspension. We know that it's a good handling SUV. So considering these 2 points, the handling and the 19-inch rim setup, the ride quality is just perfect. Even though it's a 19-inch rim, it's a pretty healthy profile what the tire is. It's a 55 profile. We are running on a P0. We are running on a Pirelli P0 setup. As we are speaking about the tire, let me tell you that the F-Pace is equipped with a full-size spare wheel, which is a unique thing these days. So that's a great thing, and a thumbs up to Jaguar India for that. Alright guys, I've just arrived at the lunch location, so I'm just going to get a quick bite with all my auto enthusiast buddies, and I'll get back to you with the review very shortly once I'm done with the lunch. So see you back on the road. Alright, now getting back to the F-Pace review. Just like the exterior, which is elegant as well as athletic, right from the traditional big front grille to the F-Type inspired tail lamps, overall making the F-Pace one of the best looking crossovers in the market. The interior too is a great blend of that sportiness as well as elegance. You can see this with this Riva hoop design which flows through the entire front cabin. Actually a wraparound like we see in the luxury yachts. We have seen this design right from the XJ. We saw it on the XF and the XC as well. So they've carried forward that look in the F-Pace. The touchscreen infotainment system is one of the better ones I've seen, and it definitely feels good to touch and feel. Overall, it's a pretty airy cabin. If you see, considering the sunroof is the largest panoramic sunroof in its class, so that makes it really feel special. Ergonomically, it is a decent cabin to be in. Certain plastics could have been better, especially the haptics on the aircon buttons. There are only 2 things which I wanted to point out in the cabin, which are a big downer. One is that there is no heads-up display at this price point. That's a big downer. And Jaguar could have done better and just offered it as a standard. Second is, in the driver compartment, you will see that your knee will always be fiddling with the center console, making it a bit of a tight fit for longer journeys. So that is not a good thing. Okay, now heading to the back, I feel pretty much the space is good considering it's a coupe design. The headroom is also not that bad. Overall, a pretty much spacious rear bench when compared to its closest rival, the Porsche Macan. So in India, Jaguar is offering the F-Pace totally in 4 variants. The Pure, the Prestige, these two are the 2-liter variants. Then there is the R Sport, and then there is the first edition. The last two are V6 models. Again, diesel. The best case scenario for us would have been they launch the 3-liter models at the 2-liter pricing, because I genuinely feel the 3-liter is completely overpriced. But with the kind of personality the F-Pace has and the way it turns heads, this variant, which is almost half a crore cheaper than its 3-liter sibling, making a strong case for the 2-liter variant. And on that note, thanks for watching.